Hello. Happy New Year. So I'm here to worry you guys about your 2023 goals. How is it going? Don't lie. How is it going? How is the fitness journey? Who wants to start? Who has questions? This is like a super random life. I just realized I haven't been on here for. Hi Tutu. Hello. Happy New Year. I haven't been on here in a very long time, I think, since November or something of last year. So I was like, oh, I'm going to go show my face to my LIN people today. So if you have questions about wellness, fitness, mommy life, but maybe not, let me know. As you can see, I'm hiding out in my daughter's room because this is the only quiet place in the house. The Lord is my strength. That's all I can say. Okay. What does that mean? Does that mean that the journey is going well? Does that mean that we haven't started? Does that mean that we have issues? What does that mean? If you have questions, you can definitely put it in the question box. But honestly, I think one of the reasons why I wanted to do it live today was just based on... So we have a lot of one-on-one programs on LIN. And I love them because we get to learn about, what people are struggling with, how people are able to approach their wellness journey. And one thing that I've actually realized, and I think I need to create a program. I've been on if. Okay, put your questions in the question box just so that I can go back to the questions when I'm done. But I think that one thing that I realized that a lot of Nigerians, especially abroad, struggle with is that people who care for other people. So moms, definitely top of the list. Healthcare providers, so people who work in healthcare, specifically nurses and home care workers, they have the hardest time actually prioritizing their own goals, which is very, very interesting, right? Because you're in a space where you're constantly prioritizing other people's care, other people's goals on a daily basis, that's your life. But somehow you have a harder time prioritizing yourself. I guess, yeah, that's moms too, right? So you want your kids to have all of the multivitamins are supposed to help them grow. You want to make sure that they have enough protein in their diet. You want to make sure that they're eating their fruits and vegetables and all of that. But when you actually look at your own diet, you're when was the last time I had a fruit? When was the last time I had a vegetable? And it's always that you don't have time. But you're never going to have time. Honestly, I feel being healthy is something that we don't really think about, right? Because you just exist in this form. And you're well, this is my body. This is how I am. This is how I've always been. And unless there's something that actually goes wrong, we don't really think about it. It's just you're in your 30s, you're not really thinking about your blood pressure until you do a checkup and the doctor is oh, you have blood pressure issues. Then it's oh my God, now I need to start trying to fix it, right? But I think it's important that we are conscious about prioritizing what is important to us, what is important to our health, maintaining good health. And we're not waiting until there's something wrong. And I know for most of us, it comes in the vanity form, right? They're oh, I want to look good in this dress, or I want to fit into this pants. And that's okay. If that's your mechanism for choosing healthy eating or for getting healthy, that is fine. But you have to find something that is kind of your anchor, or something that keeps you conscious of making those decisions. So you're not waiting until something is broken for you to actually try to fix it, because it's a lot harder when something is broken and you're trying to fix it versus just trying to prevent it from, breaking in the first place. Okay, let me go into the question from say, any particular types of food and workout for healing DR? So DR is abdominal separation, right? And honestly, I feel if I want to be a millionaire today, I just need to go create a program and say that it will fix DR and everybody will buy it. But DR doesn't have anything to do with fat. I think there's just general misconception that if you've gone through a pregnancy and your belly is big, automatically you have DR. First of all, it's not always true, right? When you carry a pregnancy, There's like laxness of the muscle. There is weakness. There's like posture issues. There's so many issues outside of DR that can really make your belly appear bigger than it is. So I think we actually had a program that was dedicated to that last year called Mommy Belly Makeover. And we actually went into the details of all of those things. So there are definitely lots of factors that can affect your postpartum belly that doesn't have anything to do with DR. And DR itself is abdominal separation. So if your belly right now has 3 layers. There's the exterior layer, which is the layer that you can rub. There's a layer underneath that, which is like a muscle, which is like the wall of your belly. Hey, hi Tolani. So many celebrities joining this live today. Oh my God. Anyways, there's like a layer that is in between, right? So there's the top layer, which is a layer that you can feel. There's a layer underneath that, which is the muscle. And then there's a layer inside, the one that is hugging your intestines. That one is mostly fat. The muscle, the layer that is in the middle, is what is affected when you have DR. And what happens is the muscle opens up like this, right? So it is the muscle that is affected. And for you to actually change the structure of that muscle, you need physical therapy in most instances, right? It doesn't have anything to do with food. It doesn't have any implication on the fat underneath or the fat on top. That layer is muscle, and if that muscle is open, you need to close it back. And to be able to do that, you need physical therapy. So if you're a mom and you actually think that you have DR, next step is talking to a physical therapist, not a meal plan. Food will not fix DR. Food will fix the fat. Food will help you reduce the abdominal fat, either the one that is on top or the one that is underneath. But food will not fix DR. I don't want to lie to you to sell you something, because it's just not true. Food cannot fix DR. It's a muscle issue. So if you think that you have issue with DR, you should be talking to a physical therapist who's going to be able to tell you how far apart, where it's located, is it on top, is it all the way down, is it at the bottom, and then the kinds of exercises that you can do to actually fix your DR. Okay, that's a lot about DR. The next question is, how do I lose and maintain it? As a night shift worker, I snack a lot and in the night when I am working. I love this question, and I think that we get a lot of it, especially from people who are in the healthcare space. So if you're in the healthcare space, first of all, your problem isn't just food, right? Because if you're trying to lose weight, you're in high stress environment. You're not getting regular sleep. So there are definitely things, right? So I find that, especially when I work with one-on-one with people in healthcare, there are other things that we need to look at, because your fat loss acceleration is not the same as somebody who has like a regular routine or sleeps at night. Somebody who's on a regular, schedule, Monday to Friday or Monday to Sunday, they're doing the same thing, right? But you probably have this week, this is my shift. This week, that is my shift. Anyways, there are definitely lots of other factors. So if you're in healthcare, I would definitely recommend some sort of like one-on-one program that is designed to your lifestyle to actually really, really help you consider everything else, hormones, sleep and all of that. But that's the side point, right? How do I lose weight and maintain it as a night shift worker? If you're a night shift worker, then there has to be a time in the day that you sleep. So you can't eat throughout the day and then eat throughout the night as well, right? So you have to shift your meals to fit within the time that you are at work. So for example, if you work from 11 p.m. at night to, 8 a.m. in the morning, your breakfast then would probably be at midnight. Your lunch will probably be at like 2 a.m. And then your supper will probably be at like 7 a.m. just before you leave work. So, and then during the day, hopefully you're resting, you're sleeping, you're doing all of these things that you're supposed to be doing. And you're not just like on, go all of the time. But be conscious about moving your meals to fit your schedule, not following your schedule and then, still eating throughout the day. And then when it comes to snacking, volume is key. especially if you're, moving about and you're just the kind of person that naturally you want to keep your mouth busy. So green tea is not the tastiest thing, but trust me, if you're just sipping on it throughout, it helps to keep you full. So that's one. The second thing is try as much as possible to go for high volume snacks. So I would say things like high volume, low calorie. So you can't just be snacking on nuts or peanuts or things like that. I would say things like, most vegetables have high volume, low calories. So things like celery, things like carrot. I love frozen grapes for some sweetness. So as much as possible, try to have snacks that have like super high volume, but low calorie. That way you can just keep munching and you're not really like contributing significantly to your calorie intake for the day. So those would be my recommendations, but I think it's essential that you're looking holistically at like your entire lifestyle, not just looking at food as like this singular thing that can help you fix everything, because when you're in healthcare, it's just different. Okay, hope that answered that question. I've answered this one. Types of food and workout for healing DR. What is my opinion on yoga for weight loss? Anything can help you lose weight if you're consistent enough, right? If you do yoga consistently, you can lose weight. If you do Pilates consistently, you can lose weight. If you go for a walk every day consistently, you can lose weight. So I think any type of physical activity that you can do is definitely important, is definitely helpful. But I also think that if your goal is weight loss, then I would not focus on exercise as like my only tool, right? Exercise is an inefficient tool for weight loss. If exercise should be like a lifestyle thing, it should be something that you're doing because it helps you improve your life. It helps you improve the quantity and quality of your life. It helps, in so many ways, right? But not just, I'm exercising because I'm trying to get to this like calorie target. Like, it's just not efficient unless you're spending like hours at a time at the gym, and no one has time for that. So I would encourage, at least 30 minutes of physical activity every day as like a life improvement tool, not as a weight loss tool. But can you possibly lose weight with yoga? Absolutely. If you do it consistently, if you do it long enough, consistently enough, it's physical movement, and any type of physical movement requires energy. What you're trying to do when you're losing weight is use stored energy. So the math checks out in any form of physical activity, including yoga. Do you have any food vendor in Toronto that can deliver meals based on your meal plans? No, but we do have options for you. So if you send a message to the LIN account to the LIN account, they will send you a form which you can complete, and you will be in the know for meal delivery schedule and meal delivery options. But send a DM to the LIN account, and they will send you a form, and you can complete that form, and you'll be on the inside list for meal delivery. Okay. Any other questions? I think I've kind of answered. You look at me being super efficient. I've answered all of the questions on the question form. Any other questions that you guys have? Let me have them so I can answer them. I might have missed some on the screen. Okay. And if you can put the question in the question box, I think it's just a bit easier to find them. That way they're not just flying off. The easiest way to lose weight. I think there's this thing where when we're trying to lose weight, we're looking for the easiest and we're looking for the quickest, right? And fat loss is not about easy or quick. If you're looking for quick fat loss, just fast for 40 days and 40 nights. But honestly, if I tell you, I can help you lose like 10 kg in a month, I can. But you don't want that. You don't want that because you will be miserable, because you will not be able to eat most of the things that you enjoy, because you're going to have to spend so much time exercising. And when you're done, you would have been so miserable that the next thing you want to do is just like consume food in a volume that is not natural. And then you're back to where you started to begin with, right? So I think it's a battle. It's a battle because, it's just human nature. You want the quickest and you want the fastest but quick and fast is not always where you need to go, right? You have to think about, is this something that I can sustain? Is this a way of life that is natural to me? So if you're the kind of person that you don't wake up usually early enough in the morning, and then you join exercise plan for $500 for the year, and that exercise plan, you have to wake up at 5 o'clock, right? Because somebody is there. They're like blowing up your phone. Wake up, it's time to go exercise. One thing you have to remember is that when that external factor is gone, you're back to square one. So it's extremely important that instead of thinking about what's the quickest way, what's the fastest way for me to lose weight, you're like, first of all, what is a pace that fit within my current lifestyle? That pace might be 1 pound a week, and that is okay. That pace might be 2 pounds a week, and that is okay. That pace might be half a pound a week. That is okay. It might take, Fola, 3 months to lose her 10 kg. It might have to take you 6 months. It might have to take you 8 months. But the goal is that you do it at a pace that comes naturally to you, and you're learning things along the way, so that when all of the external factors, all of the external motivations, everything else is gone, it's something that you're able to maintain. That's why a lot of people, they lose weight, they gain it. They lose weight, they gain it. They lose weight, they gain it. Because you're trying to that's just the goal. I'm trying to lose weight and that's it. You're not thinking about everything else that is supposed to happen after. You're not thinking about how it fits within your lifestyle. So it's extremely important that you're thinking about, how can I lose this weight? So for example, if you're trying to lose 10 kilos, right? Instead of what is the fastest way for me to lose 10 kilos is, what is, the most effective way for me to lose this 10 kilos that fit into my current lifestyle. So if you're the kind of person that you don't have, 2 hours in your day to exercise, consistently for the rest of your life, then maybe exercising for 2 hours a day is not the most effective way for you to lose 10 kilos, right? Maybe you can start with 30 minutes, and the pace of that 30 minutes of physical activity is something that you can maintain. The same thing, if you're the kind of person that, you like heavier meals, you like oily meals, you like meals that are, more weight gain friendly than weight loss friendly, maybe the most effective way for you to lose weight is not to go cold turkey and start eating salad for breakfast, lunch, and supper. Maybe it's, I'm going to do one healthy meal a day, and then I'm going to gradually increase it to 2, and then I'm going to increase it to 3. That is slow, but it's better, and it's something that you can maintain in the long run. So my hope for you, if you're watching this and you're trying to lose weight, is that you start thinking about, or you stop thinking about the fastest way and the easiest way, and you start thinking about which way fit within my lifestyle for me to be able to, and shameless plug. If you have health specific weight loss goals, so say you have PCOS, say you're pre-diabetic, or you have gestational diabetes, or you're trying to, or you're in a sector that your lifestyle, like healthcare, where your lifestyle is just not the regular person, like you're not average, I encourage you to work one-on-one with one of our nutritionists or one of our dietitians or myself to build something that fits into your lifestyle, because that is going to help you short-term, long-term, and you're actually going to be able to keep the weight off. Okay, let me go back to questions. Is the meal delivery service available in the UK? Not at this time, but if you put me number 2 on your prayer list, hopefully soon. Do you have a plan for pregnant women still trying to lose weight? We don't have preset programs for people who are pregnant who are trying to lose weight, because if you're pregnant and you're trying to lose weight, then there's a medical reason for it. Your doctor will not just ask you to lose weight while you're pregnant unless there's a reason. So there is maybe an unexpected weight gain acceleration. Maybe there's potential issues with delivery based on your size and the size of the baby. Maybe there are growth restriction issues. Maybe you have gestational diabetes. So when it comes to being pregnant and try to manage your nutrition, we do custom meal plans, because then we can look at what the issue is, potential medication issues, and then build something to fit into that. So if you're in that boat where you're pregnant and you're working with a healthcare provider to TD girl sent a request to be in your life, okay? Where you're trying to lose weight for medical reasons, then I would definitely go for custom and not preset programs. What can we substitute for cauliflower in our meal plan? We don't have any plan that requires cauliflower by itself. Coached by Mo. So many celebrities today. So many celebrities. But I would say that any other vegetable, probably like broccoli, would be a good sub for cauliflower. Please, do you know why rice makes me weigh more the next day than say eba? Same quantity. How are you justifying and adjusting your quantity? I know a lot of us love rice, myself included. I love rice. Hi, coach. I love rice. So when it comes to like quantity, I will measure my 1 cup, but then I will put jara. So perhaps it's the quantity that you're eating. It could also be that, you add a lot of salt, because when you eat things that are salty, your body holds onto a lot of water. So it might be that. But if it's just like a calorie in, calorie out, or you're bloated, it could also be that rice bloats you more than eba. But if it's just this calorie for this calorie, it shouldn't really have any implications, but definitely there are other factors that can affect you. So perhaps if it's white rice that you're struggling with, maybe try switching it to brown rice and see if that makes a difference in terms of like how much water retention. But your weight cannot really like change overnight, because weight gain is like a result of a series of excess calorie consumption. So it can't really be that your weight is changing overnight. It could just be that the amount of water that you're retaining is changing overnight. Can someone regain weight after losing weight? And do I have to follow a meal plan up through to avoid regaining the weight? Can somebody gain weight after losing weight? Absolutely. So weight loss is, we all have fat stored in our body. No matter how big or how small, we all have fat stored, which is just energy, right? When we lose weight, that fat is used, like we are using some of the fat that we've already stored for energy instead of consuming new energy. So instead of say eating, 200 calories or 200 units of energy of rice, I'm telling my body that, hey, remember that energy that I stored in my belly, please, because you can use it now, right? That's it. That's what fat loss is, right? Your body is using up the energy that you have stored. If after your body is done using up the energy that you have stored, and you give it more to store, that's it. That's weight gain, right? Use up energy, you add more for it to store, that is weight gain. So can someone regain weight after losing weight? Absolutely. Because we're constantly, as human beings, eating, and we're constantly storing energy. And for as long as we're storing more energy than we need to utilize, we'll gain weight. Do I have to follow a meal plan all through to avoid regaining the weight? No. To avoid regaining weight back, you need to learn as you go. So if someone comes to me and they're like, well, I eat oats for breakfast, eat rice for lunch, and eat soup for supper, that doesn't mean anything, because there's no energy consideration in that meal plan. What's the recipe? What's the division? How is it being cooked? What's the portion, right? All of these things matter. So if you're following a meal plan, the goal is that you're learning what portions to eat. You're learning the right ratio of, say, carb to protein to vegetables or whatever it is. You're learning the right portions, the right plating. You're learning the right way to cook. And after you're done losing the weight, you don't go back to how the reason why you gained the weight in the first place was probably a yamashi with dudu layered on with some malt or whatever it is, right? The hope is that you don't go back. You actually continue to apply what you actually learned in your weight loss process so that you don't gain the weight back. So that's what weight maintenance is. Energy in, energy out versus giving yourself too much energy and then storing it. I hope that answered your question. Okay. Is ugu good for losing belly fat, general weight loss? That's the only vegetable I can relate with. Is ugu good for losing belly fat and general weight loss? Yes. That would be the short answer. Is ugu good? It's very good. It's highly nutritious. It's but how are you cooking it? That's what matters. Ugu can be good for somebody who is trying to gain weight. Ugu can be good for somebody who is trying to lose weight. There is no, food cannot just be by itself and be something. It matters how we're preparing it. It matters how we're combining it. So, for example, if I take, 2 cups of ugu, I add, 1 banana and maybe some ginger and some pineapples or whatever it is, and I make a 400 calorie smoothie and I have that for breakfast. If I'm still in deficit with everything else that I'm eating at the end of the day, I'm going to lose weight. If I take the same ugu and I put in 1 cup of palm oil and I add, what's that fish that we eat? That smoked one, smoked pala. Yes, I add it. I fry Titus, I put it inside, and then I carry beef and put it, and I tell myself that I'm making vegetable soup, and then I layer on a bit of fufu on the other side, right? And I eat it, and then at the end of the day, I'm in a calorie surplus. It's the same ugu, I've just treated it differently, right? So at the end of the day, I'm in a calorie surplus. I'm going to gain weight. So it's not by the power of the ugu that you are losing weight or gaining weight. Is ugu healthy? Absolutely. Should it be a part of a healthy lifestyle? Absolutely. But it matters how you're combining it. And when it comes to weight loss, it matters where you end up at the end of the day, whether you end up in a calorie surplus or whether you end up in a calorie deficit. And ugu can support you in either way, if you're trying to get to a calorie surplus or if you're trying to get to a calorie deficit. Yes? Does that make sense? So any food, really. Bananas, you can use it for weight gain or you can use it for weight loss. Pineapples, you can use for weight gain, you can use for weight loss. What else? Even bitter leaf, you can use. You know how bitter leaf is bitter. You think as you're consuming it, this should be body calories anyhow. No, it matters how you're combining it. It matters where you end up in terms of your calorie intake at the end of the day, right? Like there's no food that will go into your body and just take the excess energy out. It just matters how you're combining the food and how much you're eating and where you're ending up at the end of the day. But definitely ugu is healthy, it's delicious, and it can definitely support a healthy lifestyle. Okay. Hey, look at me. I've answered all of the questions from the question box. Super, super duper efficient. Let's see if there's anything that I missed on the screen. So, if your goal this year is to lose weight, don't start by looking for the fastest or the quickest. So my meal plan portions are small. I don't feel full and I end up snacking on not too healthy foods. So just as a general rule, right? I don't know what meal plan you're referring to, but as a general rule, I would say that it's better for you to eat more of something healthy than for you to eat something unhealthy. So for example, if your meal plan has, 200 grams of chicken breast and you eat the chicken breast, this is just an example, and you eat the chicken breast and you're so hungry, it's better for you to eat another 200 grams of chicken breast than for you to go and eat a cookie. Right? Because then you've moved away from something that is healthy and benefiting you into a realm of something that is unhealthy and not benefiting you. So if your goal is to lose weight, at the end of the day, you definitely need portion reduction, because a lot of us gain weight because we are consuming more energy than we need. So there has to be a reduction in energy consumption for our body to have any reason to utilize the energy that we have stored. So that's just the basic rule of it. But if you're hungry, then it makes sense for you to eat more of the healthy thing than for you to eat something unhealthy, because then you're just adding to the issue versus trying to resolve it. So that would be my general suggestion. Is intermittent fasting good for weight loss? If yes, how many hours is advisable? Intermittent fasting is not miraculous. Sorry, all the intermittent fasting warriors will probably want to flog me. But intermittent fasting is not a miracle. Intermittent fasting allows you to create energy deficit. That's it. So, for example, if you're eating in a window of I can see questions on the screen, but guys, put them in the question box so that I can go back to them. If you eat, for example, if your eating window is, say, 12 in the afternoon, right? 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. And in that eating window, you wake up, you have, bread and egg, or yam and egg or something that is 1,000 calories. And then you snack on cookies and it's 500 calories. And then you snack on DDDDD. Anyways, if in your eating window, say you consume 3,000 calories and your maintenance calories is like 2,000 calories, you gain weight on intermittent fasting because you're creating an energy surplus. If in your eating window, you're creating a deficit, you will definitely lose weight. So at the end of the day, the miracle, it's not in the intermittent, is in the fasting itself, is in your ability to create a deficit. And intermittent fasting works for people because they are able to create an energy deficit because they are not eating all of the time. So if you're not eating, say, at 10 p.m., you're not eating at 8 p.m., you're just eating in this like 4-hour eating window. And then you're like, okay, I'm going to eat this healthy thing and this healthy thing and this healthy thing. Then you create a deficit and you lose weight. But if you're the kind of person that from the start of your window to the end, your mouth is you're just living it, you're enjoying it, you're eating, you're creating a surplus, you most likely gain weight. So there's no miracle in the fasting in itself. There's miracle in the ability of fasting to cage your eating window and help you eat less food. So yeah, is intermittent fasting good for weight loss? Absolutely, especially if you're the kind of person that, ordinarily, if you don't have like a restrictions, you're just eating from the time that you wake up to the time that you go to bed. But is there a miracle in it if you're not creating a deficit? No, there isn't. So the goal is still that you're creating a deficit even when you're fasting. Any tips for having motivated mindset through our weight loss journey? And that's an excellent question. That is a very, very, very good question. And honestly, you cannot rely on external motivation for weight loss. Like you have to know your why. You have to understand why you're doing it. You have to understand what your reason is for doing it. So I've had clients who have lost weight, right? And because they think when I lose weight, my life is just going to be better. I'm going to be able to do this. I'm going to be able to go out more. I'm going to be able to do this. And then when they're done, when they're at the weight that they thought would make their life really, really different. Like, you know what, I'm not happy. My clothes don't fit. I no longer look shapely. So I want to gain a bit of weight back, right? But they were able to get there because they had a reason. That's it. When you're trying to lose weight, it can't be that you don't have a reason or you don't have a goal in mind and you're just trying to lose weight. For you to remain motivated, there has to be something bigger than, the cookie or bigger than the whatever it is that is keeping you conscious. It could be a dress that you're trying to fit into. It could be running after your children in the playground. It could be the sexiest friend in your friend group. Whatever it is. Look for your motivation and hold on to it and hang on to it. But it cannot be external to yourself. It cannot be because Jola lost 10 kg, so therefore you can do it. There has to be a reason, and that is what will keep you going even when you don't want to do it. So my biggest thing is, don't look for external motivation. Find your internal reason and remind yourself of your internal reason every single day when you wake up in the morning. So I will use myself as an example. I talk about it a lot. I struggle with exercising. And the reason why I struggle with exercising is because the only time I love sleep, I like to sleep. In fact, there was a time when I was younger that I was sleeping in my room. Like I was actually there. The blanket or whatever it is, not blanket, the cloth that we use for covering in Nigeria, was like covering me. My father, everybody in my house, they were looking for me. I was there sleeping. They thought maybe somebody had like kidnapped me or something. I love sleep. Sleep makes me happy. You know how people are like, this thing, I like sleep. I like rest. I like to sleep, right? So, but the only time I have in my day for me to be able to exercise is between 5:30 a.m. and 6:30 a.m. Anything outside of that, it will not happen. I cannot during the day go and exercise. It doesn't fit into my lifestyle. It doesn't fit into my schedule. I cannot do it at night time when the kids are in bed because I will be tired. Spiritually, physically, mentally, I'll be tired. So I struggle with consistently exercising. But what I do is that I have a calendar. I have an exercise calendar. And my goal always is a 12-week streak. I want to exercise every day for 12 weeks so I can shame my enemies. And I print it out. I print my calendar out and I put it on my fridge and I color it. I put space there for me to color green every single day that I exercise. And I see it. You've already done 3 days. Don't let your enemies win. And then I'm on day 4. And then I'm on day 5. And I'm able to consistently do my streaks. But the problem is, after my 12-week streak, I relax. And then I do it again. But that is a way for me to keep myself motivated because I like seeing that I'm able to check off consistently my exercise streaks. And that keeps me motivated. For you, it could be that, there's a shirt that has 6 buttons that cannot button and it's just 1 button at a time. Whatever it is, I think it's extremely important that you find your own personal motivation that is not external to yourself and you're able to be accountable to it. Definitely you can get an accountability partner. You can pay somebody. We do have coaching services. We have check-in services on LIN. But if you do not have an internal motivation, there's nobody that is carrying cane to come and flog you, right? You're an adult. You're not going to beat me. If you ask me for my meals for the day and I don't show you, are you going to flog me? Are you going to come to my house and tell police to arrest me? So there has to be that want and desire on your own part that somebody else can support. Okay. What fruit is best for weight loss? Any fruits that you can eat in moderation. That's it. Any fruit that you can consume that can support a calorie deficit would be the fruit that is best for weight loss for you. Everybody. Honestly, but if you're trying to lose weight, right, there's no, so I spoke about this when I spoke about Ugu with the Ugu question that was asked earlier. There's no single fruit that is going to go into your body and burn calories. I know we see it on Instagram every day. Drink this daily to lose 10 kilos. It's a lie. It is a lie. If you say, for example, there's a smoothie recipe, right? And that smoothie recipe is 250 calories. If naturally your breakfast is 700 calories, if you take that smoothie and you replace it with your 700 calorie breakfast, you're already creating a deficit, right? Of about 500 calories. So you're going to lose weight. You're losing weight not by the power of the smoothie. You're losing weight by the deficit creation that the smoothie is allowing you to accomplish. So there is no power in the fruits outside of a deficit. Does that make sense? Am I communicating? Does that make sense? It's not by the power of the fruit that you're losing weight. It's by the power of the deficit that fruit. You can gain weight with fruit too. I have clients that I create custom programs for that are trying to gain weight, and fruit and vegetables still form part of those meal tables. because you're using it in that case to create an energy surplus. An energy surplus is what leads to weight gain. The same way an energy deficit is what leads to weight loss. So if it's not by the power of the fruit, is long and short of it, it's by the deficit that fruit is helping you to create, or by the surplus that is helping you to create. So what fruit is best for weight loss? Any fruit can be used for weight loss as long as it allows you to create a deficit in your diet. Yeah. What is your take on keto in weight loss? How many hours do you have? That's a really good question. That's an excellent question. So I actually have a post, which is, I think that post lives on nigeriafully.com, and it's on, I think it's on Nigerian diet, keto, and weight loss. A lot of Nigerians, like we said at the top of the hour, at the top of this program, a lot of people are always looking for the quickest way, the fastest way to lose weight. So a few things about keto. Can you lose weight with keto? Absolutely. Is keto potentially one of the fastest ways for you to lose weight? Absolutely. Do you want to know why it's one of the fastest ways for you to lose weight? It's not by miracle. It's not by power. It is by the fact that 65 to 68% of the traditional Nigerian dietary approach is carbohydrate. Yam at breakfast, bread at breakfast, moi, rice at lunch, swallow at supper time. Most of what we eat is carbohydrate based. When you remove an entire class of food from your diet, naturally you create a deficit. Because now, what are you replacing with the rice? Cauliflower. Rice, 1 cup of rice, 200 calories. 1 cup of cauliflower, 10 calories. Energy deficit creation, right? So, of course, the keto diet is one of the fastest ways to lose weight because you're creating a large energy deficit. That is one. The second thing is when you consume carbohydrates, for every gram of carbohydrates that your body holds on to, your body also has to hold on to about 3 to 4 grams of water. When you stop eating carbohydrate, your body drops all that water weight fast. If today, for the rest of the week, I do not consume any carbs, I'll lose a ton of water weight, right? So when you start keto, you see that extremely fast, and they tell you it's because of keto magic. No, it's because your body doesn't have to hold on to water when you are not eating carbohydrate. Your body hasn't reason to store that water. So you see the fast drop, and then you see this reduction in calories because you're creating a large deficit by removing an entire food group from your diet, and you lose weight. But ask people who have done keto about the rate at which they gain the weight back as soon as they go back to eating carbohydrate again. So can you lose weight with keto? Yes. Can it be very, very fast weight loss? Absolutely. But to keto now is to keto forever. You cannot dip your toe into the keto pool and then take it out and go back to having yam or having all of these things that or having rice or all of these things that you enjoy and expect that you don't gain the weight back. Even if you, say for example, you lose weight with keto and then you want to go back to carbohydrate and you're eating in maintenance. You're eating the maintenance calories, you're still going to gain weight. Your weight is still going to go up because of all of the factors, right? Because your body now has to hold on to water, because your body needs to relearn how to use carbohydrate for energy, because of all of these things. So is keto a good, I don't know, I won't say whether it's good or bad. Is keto a way for you to lose weight? Yes. Is keto a potentially fast way for you to lose weight? Yes. But to keto now is to keto forever, because the day you go back to carbohydrates is the day that you gain that weight back at an accelerated rate. Now, the other question is, do most Nigerians understand what the ketogenic diet truly is? Based on our internal research, the answer is no. Keto is not a high protein, low carb approach to eating. It is a high fat, I won't say low protein, but medium protein and extremely low carb. So for example, the ketogenic diet allows you to have about 20 grams of carbohydrates on any given day. If you eat, I don't know, spinach at breakfast, and then you have, say, what is that, eggplant swallow at lunch, you've already exhausted all your carbohydrate intake just from vegetables alone. And then and then if you and then the protein part, right? So you see a lot of people that say they're doing keto, but then you have this like huge bowl of pepper soup with a lot of meat, and meat is just protein, right? There's restriction on the amount of protein that you can have even on keto. I have a detailed post that breaks everything down into like specific numbers. And if you think that you should go to keto because you don't want to count calories, actually, if you're trying to do true keto, you need to understand calories and you need to understand macros, because that is where keto, the science of it actually lies, is in just macro balancing, which is not easy. Okay. What is your advice on intermittent fasting? That's the question that I just answered before this one. So the short of it is, intermittent fasting is great as long as you're creating an energy. As long as you're creating an energy imbalance in terms of like a calorie deficit, excellent, especially if you're like a snacker, or if you're somebody who is constantly eating throughout the day. If you're trying to reduce how much food you're consuming, then definitely intermittent fasting is good, but you need to create a deficit. It's not a passport to eat as much as you want in a short eating window. Okay, keto is difficult, especially when you don't count the calories. Yeah. And it's not about calories. It's really, with keto, it's not a calorie thing. It's a macro thing. It's understanding how much carbs you have, how much protein you have, and how much fat. I mean, bulletproof coffee with butter for breakfast. Give me yam and egg, please. Don't be angry. Anyways, I think I've answered all of questions, and I think this life has actually gone on for a bit more than I intended. But anyways, we have loads of options. Honestly, if you're trying to lose weight and you like the traditional Nigerian dietary approach, LIN should be your friend. LIN should be the answer. LIN should be your go-to. LIN should be the people that you refer, because we're very intentional about making sure that you actually enjoy the process, not just procrastinator here. Not just, you actually enjoy the process, not just eat this and then do. So what can I tell you about what's happening at LIN? I have a session coming, which is one-on-one with myself, and should I even talk about it now, or should I wait till later? Anyways, if you're interested in that, but the long and short of it is, the goal is for you to lose 10 pounds or 10 kg. We're calling it the first 10. The goal is for you to lose your first 10 pounds or your first 10 kg, and it's a 12-week follow-through program. So we follow you from beginning of your journey to your first 10, and it's over a 12-week period, and it's coordinated by myself. That class is open to only 60 people. If you're especially somebody who is in healthcare, I would encourage you to join, because it really, really considers all other lifestyle factors. According Timmy, maybe put that question in the question box, and then we can address it. But it considers all lifestyle factors, and whatever it is, whether it's 10 minutes that you have for exercise, whether it's 30 minutes that you have in your day, whether it's 60 minutes that you have in your day, it's really mapped out to be able to support your lifestyle. It's first 10, 60 people maximum. There is a wait list, so if you're interested in getting on the wait list for that program, definitely inbox the LIN account and they will send you the wait list link. That is one. Second thing, we have a Fresh Start program, and one of the things that we're trying to do at LIN this year is actually to be conscious that when you join a LIN program, we're intentional about the lesson that you're learning on that program, and that is a lesson that follows you throughout the year. So our focus of our Fresh Start program, which starts on the 23rd of this month, is goal setting for the year. So
A lot of us, we came into this year like, I want to lose weight, or this is my goal. But right now, the goal is not going, right? We are the goal of that program is to work with one of our in-house registered dietitians to set your goal for the year and to provide you with tools as well for you to be able to accomplish those goals. So it's not enough to just set a goal. It's enough that you're setting a goal that fits into your current lifestyle. So you're a busy mom, you're a working professional, you're a lawyer who doesn't get home till 10, you're a doctor who really like barely you don't even have time to enter the kitchen. Set goals that fit into your life, and then have tools to support have tools to support. Yes, the goal is not goaling. Have tools to support. So that's what the LIN Fresh Start program, if you want to lose weight this year, and right now it looks like the goal is not goaling, then I'll definitely encourage you to join. It's for 14 days. Of course, there's delicious food, there's delicious recipes, but then it just really, really sets you up for making this year the year, not just another year. That's, join the 14-day program. Okay, what else? I've talked about the first 10. I've talked about Fresh Start. And then we have custom solutions. So if you think that your life is just different, it's complex, or you have PCOS, or you're pre-diabetic, or you're trying to conceive, or you're pregnant and you have gestational diabetes, or you have type 2 diabetes, or you have PCOS, I think I've said it, whatever it is that you think is unique to you, that makes it difficult for you to just join a conventional program, then join our one-on-one custom program. It's excellent. We come, we do a 30-minute consultation with you. We understand your needs and desires. Some people come and they're like, I only want to have one heavy meal a day, and then I want to be able to buy breakfast and lunch. We create a program that accommodates that. Or some people might come and like, I don't have time to enter the kitchen. This is where I go for my breakfast, this is where I go for my lunch, this is where I go for my supper. Review the menu, help me create a custom program that, dictates what I should have on this day, that is macro balanced, and it will still support my weight loss goal. We're able to do that. So if your life is just really complex or different and you want custom solutions, definitely consider the LIN custom solution offer. Okay, let me take the last question so we can go. According to UK Eat Well Guide, it's recommended that all classes of food to be eaten in moderation. However, a lot of diet coach keep saying cut out carbs, which could be detrimental to the health. Yes, I completely agree. And to be anti-carbs is to be anti-Nigerian. Honestly, that's just my take. If you're anti-carbs, you're anti the traditional Nigerian dietary approach. And the traditional Nigerian dietary approach, I'm not biased, is one of the healthiest diets in the world. We have enough fiber in our diet, in our traditional diet, not the modern one. We have a lot of lacto-fermented food. We have prebiotics, we have probiotics, we eat, the right combination of food. The traditional Nigerian dietary approach is so healthy. And to say that you're anti-carbs, or to say that carbs are not healthy, is to say that foundationally, the diets that our ancestors ate for generations and generations is unhealthy. Definitely there are improvements that we need to make, especially in this modern life. And that is what LIN is trying to help us accomplish. But carbs are good. Carbs are not bad for you. Carbs are not the devil. You should eat carbs. Do I need to pay for the consultation? Do you need to pay for the consultation for what? Do you need to pay for the consultation for what? Okay, I think that's it. I think I've answered all of the questions that I can see on my screen. Thank you guys so much for joining me today in this my impromptu live. Yeah, that's very true. You have to pay attention to what you're eating, and it doesn't start with the plate. It doesn't start when you go and portion your food. It starts with how you're cooking the food. That is the most critical factor. Portion control doesn't start when you are putting the rice on the plate. It starts with how you're cooking the food. And that is why we're very intentional about supporting every single program that we have with recipes, with measurement, because weight loss is about energy balance, and energy balance is math. And if there's no recipe, if there's nothing supporting that, it's really just vibes, right? It's not, if I tell you to eat a cup of jollof for lunch,
it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything to eat a cup of jollof for lunch. How was that jollof prepared? What's inside it? How many calories? What's the unit of energy in it? How does it support your goal? Is it going to make you full? What are you supporting it with? Is there protein? So it's important that it's not just you're buying a meal plan. A meal plan that is not supported by actual details of recipes of portioning. It's just vibes. Okay. Let me take this last question. Answer my question. Do you have a plan that does not include exercise? Actually, all of our programs are designed to work independently of exercising. So if you're exercising, it's in addition, that is just taking you further. But LIN programs are designed to work with just food. And then if you add exercise, you're adding jara to the cake, or you're adding extra to it. But all of our programs are designed to work without exercise, but exercise is good for you. Actually, I shouldn't say exercise. Physical movement is great for you, and physical movement doesn't have to be something that happens in a gym. Physical movement can be you playing badminton, it could be playing squash, it could be swimming, it could be playing tennis, it could be anything that is able to elevate your heart rate for 30 minutes or more is physical activity, is physical movement, and that is what you need in your day. Does all meals in the meal plan come with recipes? Absolutely. We do not, we never have, we never will just give you a meal table that is not supported by anything. Every single meal comes with a detailed recipe, not just a recipe, with a detailed recipe, ingredients that you're supposed to use, what quantity you're supposed to use, and how much of that cooked food you're supposed to eat. I lose weight fast and I gain weight fast. How do I control and maintain? I'll definitely encourage you to get the LIN guide. If you're losing weight fast, and then you're gaining it right back, that means that you're not learning anything in your weight loss process. So how many calories are you eating to create your deficit? How many calories do you need to maintain your loss? And what are you doing after that? So whatever method, like I said, that you use to lose the weight, you need to be able to carry it through at the end of your weight loss journey. So start from the fundamentals, which is understanding your energy requirement, and then applying that to the meals that you're consuming. And that will help you not just on the loss, but on the maintenance end. And I think that if you need that foundational knowledge in relation to Nigerian food, I would encourage you to get the LIN Guide Cookbook, which has all of the information. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope that you have a great rest of your Sunday. And every time you think about healthy eating on a Nigerian diet, you think LIN and you recommend LIN. Okay, guys. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, everyone. Thanks a lot for joining me. Okay. Bye, guys.